Welcome back. We're talking about how Mamdani won the mayoral race and how that might be concerning. How Mamdani's win might not be a huge deal, but it actually signals something bigger. I think it would be foolish for the right to ignore what's happening, right? What's happening with Mamdani? Why did he get elected? The promises he gave were absolutely asinine. You know, free ice cream for everybody who votes for me. It was like, vote for Pedro, I'll do whatever you guys want. So clearly lies, because he's been walking back pretty much everything he said. You know, free grocery stores at first. Now he walks that back to it's going to be cheap grocery stores. It was a rent control and stabilization. Of course, that's not going to work because everyone in the state, the builders, if they can't match inflation on their rents, then there's no incentivization for building new properties, new buildings, new housing. And the ones that are there are going to be suffering. They're not going to be able to keep up. So I know everybody who is, let's say, isn't making enough money to afford to live in these places is happy about this. That's great. I'm also happy about it as well. There's a flip side of that coin, though. It's effectively going to destroy New York. And I know that everyone just looks at the world through their own lens. But at this point, Trump made a lot of promises he didn't really keep, right? He was going to make the economy better. And he was going to reduce inflation, all these tax cuts. And really, everything he's done has been marginally, just barely, not even close to where we were pre-pandemic. So this hasn't really done anything. I mean, effectively, in real-world application, people can't afford to pay for their groceries. The situation is dire. And I think it causes people to turn to drastic measures like voting in a Mamdani who promises free stuff for everyone. They throw all logic and reason out the window because these people are desperate. And I 100% understand the situation. I understand where these people are coming from. And so the right would be extremely foolish, like I said, to ignore this situation because this is a sign, a signal that people that once supported Trump are now voting to elect a person like Mamdani. I know the Groypers were down there with signs, who are America first, mind you, and they were supporting Mamdani. They should know better. They should know better that this is impossible to deliver these promises. And of course, he immediately, the day after he got elected, he posts this video begging for money. Because of course, how do you make things free? There's nothing free. You can't just make free food, free grocery stores. Where's the money going to come from in order to do this?
Good morning, New York City, and thank you. Last night we made history, and today we begin the work of making a new administration. Welcome to the transition. This is the period over the next few months where we build a city hall that delivers on the promises of our campaign, to make New York City affordable and to make government accountable to the people it serves. As we prepare to govern, we'll start announcing the leaders who will help implement our agenda. People like deputy mayors who oversee entire areas of government and the commissioners who carry out the critical work of city agencies. These appointments will be driven by excellence, integrity, and hunger to solve old problems with new solutions. Talking to organizers on the front lines of the fight to improve our city, government veterans with proven track records, policy experts from around the country and the world, and working people who know better than anyone what our neighborhoods deserve. And this will be a period, like the campaign we ran and the city hall to come, defined by transparency. Because New Yorkers deserve a government they can trust. On January 1st, I will be your mayor. New Year's Day and a new era for this city. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition requires staff, research.
Yeah, you can start again. There it is. That's really all you need to hear. You can't make this happen. out of thin air. So you're supposed to reduce the prices, make everything cheap, free, lollipops and candy and ice cream for everybody. But we need your money. Send us money so we can make this happen. How's that free? If I have to donate to you in order for you to make something for free, didn't I just effectively buy that thing? Yeah, I mean, the people who are voting for this person, or who did vote for this person, clearly just don't understand or are so desperate they don't care. They just want anyone that's different because they're sick and tired of, whoever you vote for. You keep getting John McCain, whether it's someone on the left or the right. It doesn't matter. It's the same person. It doesn't matter who the president is. It sounds like it does because they're all promising different things. But what are the actual fruits of their labor? Besides the distractions, right? Besides all these like trans issues or, Israel, anti-Semitism and controlling free speech and all this stuff, all these are distractions, I think. At the end of the day, all of them, no matter who comes into office, keeps inflating our currency by borrowing more and more money. We cannot borrow our way out of this situation. And now we got somebody here who promises free stuff for everyone. But we need your money to do it. So let's continue watching this.
And an infrastructure that can meet this moment. And it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in this movement. So I hope you'll make a donation at transition2025.com. Now let's get to work.
Yeah, just go ahead and donate so that, I can somehow make this nonsense idea, all these promises happen. Here's the thing. Let's just say some people do actually donate, right? How far does that go? Do you think there's going to be any consistency to that? Do you think you're going to be able to make that last somehow? It's just unsustainable, right? You're going to be able to get some money sometimes from donations, but you're talking about feeding an entire city, right, for free, or reducing prices, or what have you. Or even if you just reduce them. You make rent control a thing and screw over all of these builders and businesses. They projected 1 million people will be leaving New York. Okay, so who do you think's going to be leaving? The people that are poor and begging for money for free stuff? Or the people who actually enrich New York by, building, opening businesses, actually causing it to flourish, right? Who do you think is going to leave? Let's go ahead and jump into what some of Mamdani's voters look like real quick. This is just give you an idea of who's actually, happy about the win, right? This is the person who's posted Sharia law starts now in New York.
Sharia law starts now. Absolutely. Zohran Mamdani, Islamic Caliphate, our brother in Islam, Islamic Caliphate of New York starts today, baby.
God, there is just something so electric, so satisfying about knowing that my MAGA parents, wherever they are probably having a horrible night tonight. Oh, I literally just got goosebumps thinking about it. Like they are in such a bad mood probably about the fact that Zoran just won and Prop 50 is gonna pass. Like, wow. God, I'm sorry. It just makes me feel good that my MAGA parents are probably upset right now.
So there you have it. I mean, these are the type of people. It seems to be white women, liberal white women, most of them, that are happy about Mamdani's win, and they're happy that Sharia law is going to be a thing. I mean, I have seen it, but like there's a lot of these women who are voting against their best interests. Apparently, feminism, decades of it, hasn't taught them anything, and they just want to go back. Okay, I mean, listen. I'm not going to stop you if that's what you want. If you want to have to wear a burqa or whatever face covering that they make you wear, have multiple wives and whatnot, I think that's your prerogative if that's what you're after. Look at New York right now. Look at what it's turning into.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, أشهد أن لا إله
Okay. So, and there goes Sneeko. I'm sure a lot of people know who that is. It's the younger generation, the Groypers. They're behind this thing, which is insane to me, right? And the Groypers are supposed to be America first. I think that this is a deliberate attempt to replace white people and they actually say this. I mean, this isn't some crazy, conspiracy or fear-mongering or whatever. They say this, that we've come here to effectively change the West, to rebuild it in the image of our people. I mean, I've heard that from several people. Actually, Mamdani has said that himself. So, when you look at it, you see also Dearborn, Michigan is another one, right? They had this same thing happening. This is Dearborn, Michigan. So there's a blueprint. The mayor here also is Muslim, and he's also pushing Islam onto the city.
We're in Dearborn. This is the call of prayer that goes off 5 times a day here in the United States. Would you like to hear this blasting through your neighborhood?
Okay, so the reason why I show you this is that, we actually do have a blueprint. They have a blueprint for this. They start converting the city into more of an Islamic environment. Let's call it a pro-Islamic environment. And, defunding the police seems to be something that they do, okay? And if you were going to take over or convert an area into being more of one faith or one culture rather than a different one, you would have to basically begin by reducing the number of police, right? You reduce the number of police, and that allows the citizens who are apparently, I think, 45% Muslim in Dearborn, they start to intimidate people now. And this prayer, this call to prayer that's being blasted all over the city from various mosques, or the one in New York where they go to Times Square and they do these prayers, these are public displays of dominance and intimidation. 100,000%. They have hundreds of mosques they can go into and do this, but they go out into the streets and try to have these performative displays of dominance. And of course, you defund the police. Not a lot of them out there to control any kind of chaos that would erupt in these situations. And then what they do is replace them. They start to replace the police force with pro-Islam officers, which has happened in Dearborn. And I believe the same thing is coming to New York. Let's go ahead and listen to what Mamdani actually has to say here about the situation, about what he thinks about Sharia law and how he wants to change New York.
Sharia law. What does Sharia law have to do with this? Yes. I'm denouncing them. I'm asking you.
So he's saying, this citizen is asking him, are you going to denounce Sharia law? And Mamdani says, what is Sharia law? I don't know what that is. So he won't denounce it.
Him running.
I know, but I'm like, that's the point. If you're going to run for mayor, you have to denounce it. Do you denounce that?
What is Sharia law?
I come from a political tradition Donald Trump describes as the enemy within. We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
You heard it. We came here to remake the state in the image of our people. Okay, if that's not a call to converting or doing away with white people and making them more like their people, I don't know what is. The guy literally tells you with his own mouth.
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
He says he's going to be targeting whiter neighborhoods with higher taxes. Okay? I don't know. I don't know how you interpret this or try to make him look good in a situation like this, because you can't. The guy is racist. And by the way, The mayor in Dearborn was the same exact way. They were changing the names of the streets. Christian came out. They said, why are you guys bringing down these churches, taking down crosses, all kinds of stuff that have to do with basically reducing Christianity and increasing the prevalence of Islam. Okay? He said, what are you doing this? He called him a racist. The guy called him a racist. So that's the plan. Okay? These people are telling you. They're telling you what it is. Mamdani claimed his Soak the Rich proposal was not driven by race, despite his campaign platform explicitly targeting white homeowners. This is how communists work, right? They take from the rich and they give to the poor. Now, there's going to come a point when the rich aren't going to have any more money. There's only so many times you can reach into that cookie jar until it's empty. They want to fundamentally destroy Christianity. And that's the thing. I don't have any problems with Muslims. As a matter of fact, when it comes to the issue with Israel and Palestine, I'm 100% with Palestine. What Israel is doing is despicable. And everyone in the world, every human rights organization in the world has already recognized what's happening there, along with, hundreds of rabbis. Genocide historians have already recognized the situation in Israel. So, it'd be absurd to deny that. I think it's an absolute foolish situation for the right to just continue going and pushing this narrative that Israel hasn't done anything wrong. They're just defending themselves. Everyone else is just an anti-Semite. That's the problem. So while we're busy dealing with these nonsensical issues, we have people coming in to, and that's how they do takeovers, right? They don't just jump to the top. This guy hasn't been astroturfed into the top. They work their way up from, places like mayor, city council, these lower-ranking political appointments, and then they slowly work their way up. So I think the situation's dangerous. The way you deal with all of these issues is you stop spending money. You stop printing money. You start to reallocate the money that you have going to foreign countries that are committing genocide and war crimes. You start reallocating that kind of money. And I know that we do a lot more than just Israel. We send money out all over the place in order to maintain the American empire, right? It's just like how Rome was. Rome had all these vassal states around the world, but they also had to maintain them. You have to maintain these states. And we're basically doing the same thing, right? We have all of these vassal states that are subservient to the U.S., let's say. Except for Israel. They don't give a shit about us. We take care of them, but they don't give a shit about us. All these other states are subservient to a degree because we help them out. I think we need to retract our tentacles and concentrate on the inside, because we have a lot of problems going on in this country that are apparently just being ignored. They're calling things like this Mamdani win here, it was a novelty win. It was a symbolic win. Yeah. Symbolic of what? Symbolic of your culture shifting. All right, guys. I don't want to be an alarmist, but I personally like American culture. I don't want to see it change. I'm in between a Christian and not, agnostic. But I personally like the Christian culture. And I guess maybe it has more to do with radical change that I don't want. I'm not interested in any kind of radical change. If I was, I would move to a country that accommodated this type of stuff. But I'm not doing that because I actually enjoy living here and I enjoy the culture here. So anyways, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Am I being too crazy about this? Do I sound like I'm an alarmist? Or is there a pattern here that's maybe being overlooked? I mean, these people literally tell you what they're doing. They tell you what they want to do. And now they're in positions of power that will allow them to make changes, however small, will eventually grow and snowball up into higher offices of politics.